is more important. But I wanted to bring you on because obviously, she knows everything about me. I own a dating app. I host a dating show. And a lot of times I'll say stuff, and it's stuff that I kind of got from you. And people be like, she's not even married. She don't got no kids. How's she going to help you become a wife? And I'm like, and I've said this 1,000 times, mostly all of my friends are married. So I said, you know what? We're going to do an episode called Advice from a Wife. I'm going to bring my bestie on who is married, and we're going to get some advice because I have so many women who want to be in your position as a loving husband, provider. You guys have a child together. It's a very beautiful story. So we got a couple things to say, but before we get there, and we will do a bestie show, I gotta just say I love you so much.
I love you too, and I'm so proud of you, Kendra. Your journey is, you inspire me every day. I tell you that all the time.
Aww.
Your hustle is so. Can we say it, Russell?
But I was thinking about you, and we're gonna do a bestie show. But since it's like we're gonna do this episode, I want to just say it as I'm talking to you. I love you so much because I was thinking about it. There's probably 5 people on this planet who really, really, really know me, knows the highs, the lows, the journey, the work, and the fact that I can be myself with you, celebrate with you, cry with you, feel like I can say anything to you. Sometimes I feel bad because you have it is not easy being my best friend because my emotions could be all around the world. And because I don't trust a lot of people, you're a person that I trust enough to come to with anything. So I just want to say thank you for being a friend. Aww. Thank you for being a friend.
And vice versa. Listen, my life is...
Boy.
So we got the golden girls here.
How golden of you ladies. To thank each other. Kendra is so goddamn fake, man. Fake and phony as all get out, man. Oh, boy.
Gosh, thank you for being a friend.
So I guess my prediction was wrong. We're at episode 4, guys. Advice from a wife. So, and Kendra said it. If you didn't hear it in the little preamble right there, most of the stuff I get is from you. As we come to find out, when she was getting badgered and when Kev had her on the ropes, this was the straw that she grasped for.
This is what she talking about.
You got one person who's living this existence, the one outlier, the one. So we're gonna say this is the path. This is the path that you should take, guys. You should go her way. And it's funny, Kendra's trying to go her way too, as we come to find out in this godforsaken interview with the Black Smurfette and her best friend here. Anyway.
A little more calm now, but there was a time when I was calling you and I was going through it, and you answered every call and you showed up and you hugged me and you told me, the hard truth. So yes. I'm just, paying it back.
I know this is kind of becoming into the best friend show, but I want to tell people how we met, and then we'll get into where we are now. So, Chicago, I love y'all so much because Chicago, really, when I think about it, so many amazing things happened to me in that city. And we actually met in that city. And it's 19 years ago because it was 2006. I remember the year because my mother was alive and she had a stroke that year. Mm-hmm. And the reason I remember when I first moved to Chicago, Oprah was still there. And Oprah was the thing, child. When you go to Chicago, you're trying to be on the Oprah Winfrey show.
I mean, Oprah was Chicago.
Yes.
Chicago obviously has lots of other things that people remember it for, know it for, but when the Oprah show was in Chicago,
yes,
you wanted to meet Oprah, you wanted to go see Oprah.
Yes.
Oprah was
everything. So I didn't know you at this time, but I just moved to Chicago, and then my friends came to visit my birthday weekend, and we go to the Harpo Studios, and then there was a guy walking out of the building, and I was like, oh my God, you work here? Oprah? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I just moved to Chicago, I gotta come to the show. He was like, well, we're not filming right now, but when we come back filming, I'll get you tickets. And I was like, please remember me. I host the morning show on Power 92. So excited. This was in May. Fast forward to, I want to say October, months later, that man remembered me, found my email, sent me an email and said, are you the girl I met in the parking lot a few months ago? Because if so, I have tickets to the Oprah show in 2 weeks. And I was like, yes, it's me. So the reason I'm telling you guys this story is because it ties into IT.
Did y'all hear how she tried to use her radio host clout to get some tickets? Remember me? I work in power, whatever she just said.
And check the gas. Like she had some kind of, I wouldn't say reverence, but let's say respect, because this guy potentially was carrying around Oprah's bags. Or he was the key grip on the set somewhere. Oh my God, you work for Oprah? Like, oh, come on, man. Like, let's cut it out, Kendra. Manipulative. That's the manipulation tactics right there. Anyway, let us continue.
So, okay, so I'm all excited. You know, this is the year my mother had a stroke, so she was still recovering. But I was like, Ma, we going to the Oprah Winfrey show. You know, you're coming to Chicago for the first time. She was still living in Connecticut. So the weekend, it was a Monday taping, and the weekend prior, I was hosting an event, a model competition. And lo and behold, Itika was one of the judges.
I was. And it was like Miller Lite.
It was like Bud Light. It was like Miller Lite, Bud Light, girl. But we clicked. Like, I was the host and she was one of the judges. And, you know, you kind of have to talk to the judges. And we just kind of clicked. Mm-hmm. And then when it was awesome, I was like, well, let's stay in touch. She gives me her card. And then she had a card with her number on it. But it said Harpo Studios. And I was like, oh, my God, she works for Oprah. Like, had no idea. You know, I look at your card after, like, we leave, and I was like, maybe I'll see her on Monday. Mm-hmm. So now this is like the weekend. Monday happens. I'm going to the Oprah Winfrey show with my mother. Lo and behold, the girl I met a few days earlier was the audience coordinator.
Yes.
I
was the audience coordinator, and I sat you and your mom in some really good seats.
You sat us in the front. You literally sat us in the front of the audience. It was the episode with Gail and Oprah. They did a road trip, child. And I always tell people I knew Gail before I knew Oprah because, you know, I'm from Connecticut, and Gail started off as the evening anchor in Connecticut. So before I heard of Oprah Winfrey, I knew who Gail King was.
Okay.
Girl, bye. Ain't nobody heard of Gail before Oprah. Stop
That's
it.
not even on local TV. Like, please, stop.
Stop.
And then let's start with the coincidences and all that. Kendra's that groupied out. She know who worked at what part of Oprah, who she be all in the screen. Oh, that's the whoop, whoop, whoop. And if I get close to, it just so happens your best friend is in the industry you trying to break into. Y'all buy this if you want to. This sounds like some conniving, deductive. Oh, I'm gonna snuggle up to the girl that seats everybody and get out of here, man. There ain't that much a coincidence in the damn world.
She said, "Stop. Do you want to be my best friend? I know you work at Harpo Studios."
Please. She's seen her, scouted her out a long time ago. She's seen you making moves a long time ago. She know the key grips and all that. Kendra's a groupie like that.
Yeah, she definitely
studying. Studying the crowd and who does what and this and that. There ain't no coincidence. It's not a coincidence. She's used. This is how she gets. Now I understand. I'm getting a peek behind the curtain. How she's got around in radio and all that because she has no talent. She's been fired from every radio station she's ever been at. She's a failed radio host. But how does she keep getting jobs? Because she know who to snuggle up. Oh, you're the 6 a.m. DJ? Oh, well, I'm the girl from come on, man. Get out of here. Get out. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this bestie origin story or none of this. It all sounds contrived to me. Call me what you want in the comments. I don't believe it. But anyway, this is the bestie. Where's the advice? I'm still waiting on the advice. Let us continue.
So you sat me and my mom right in the front. Yes. And then, you know, it was so like, I love this story so much because that's nothing but God, right? It's really nothing but God. And then we've been bosom buddies in this thing of life for a long time. So that's
hungry.
How we met.
They look
people.
Like aliens.
Okay, so now let's get to the theme of the show, advice from a wife. I do want to say this because to this day, people still talk about my Kevin Samuels interview. Oof. Like to this day, right? May he rest in peace. You know, not trying. I don't play with people that pass on.
Yeah.
But I remember in that interview, he really got upset with me because he really wanted me to tell women, you must have children by a certain time. Mm-hmm. And the reason I wouldn't just say yes, he's right, because at that time during that interview, you were pregnant with your first child. And how old were you?
I was 40 years old, and I had her when I was 41.
Yeah. So you were pregnant at 40, and you guys were married at that time, right?
Well, we got engaged, and then I got pregnant,
Yes.
and then we got married, and then we had her.
Right. But what's crazy is you guys got engaged not because you were pregnant. You didn't even know you were pregnant.
No.
You just got engaged.
We got engaged. I mean, it was time. We had been together for 5 years.
Right.
So it was
Okay.
like, okay, let's, it's time.
Okay. Well, I'm happy you brought that up because we're going to deep dive in that.
Why is she telling this lady business like this, though?
Telling all this lady business. Oh, well, you didn't know. How do you know what she knew, what she didn't know? That's what she told you? See, you might be spilling a little too much now. I don't know what she told you was consistent with what she told her husband. Like, you just talking, you up here chatting now. Now you gossiping again. Now, come on now. How your best friend is a gossip. She done told all your business. She putting a face to it. Now we know it's your business. Like, she done already told all your business. Like, come on now.
But that's the reason why, for the backstory, why I wouldn't just say, yes, you need to have children by a certain age, because I witnessed your journey. Like, you literally was pregnant at 40 and had a baby at 41.
Naturally, also.
Naturally.
Which is, honestly, I do like to also say that it was a little bit divine intervention, because I had never been pregnant before in my life. I had never been pregnant.
Okay.
So to have gotten pregnant at 40 years old with my, soon to be husband, it really was like the stars just aligned and God got involved. Man. It was a blessing.
No, I think so too. Because you wasn't even pressed to be a mom.
This for 1 second?
No, I was.
Look what just happened. You telling everybody to do this the way you should go, and this the way you got to do it. She said it was goddamn divine intervention. It was a miracle from God. She like, bitch, I don't even know how this took place. You telling everybody it's the way to go. She seems surprised it happened to her. But this is the route. This is the path that you should take. She's like, I don't even know how I got here. So why would you tell everybody to do that? I have an analogy that fits here perfectly. I know if y'all familiar with $1 Million Worth of Game, the podcast, the show, the brand, there's Gilly, former rapper, and his cousin Wallow, street figure. Wallow did damn near 15, 20 years in the pen, came out. He's doing well for himself. He's successful. He's a pitch man, motivational speaker at this point. He's making millions of dollars. I'm not going to go tell a young fella, yeah, you need to go do 10 in the pen and you can come out and get it like Wallow. Nah, that's not how that works. Like, he's a special case. He's an outlier. He's the exception. His journey was exactly that. But I'm not going to tell the masses to go follow that, because you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to end up like that. But this bozo going to tell you because she did it. This is why I wouldn't give a number or tell other women the truth, because there's one person that made it through the goddamn thorns and the rough path down here. Like, come on, man. This is insane, man. This is why, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. Let us continue.
You're like a great, here's the deal. She's such a good mother. Like, I almost can't even almost remember the days when you were not a mom, because you're a really good mom. You enjoy being a mom. This is why sometimes I feel like, I know, listen, it's not a lie. When you get older, it is becoming more complicated to have children. But the blessing when you get older, you already lived your life.
Yeah, period.
Like, you already lived your life. You're not mad at your child. Like, I could be in Jamaica right now if it wasn't for you.
All of that.
We did all the things.
And people, I see people online, they're like, why would you have children older? Like, it's so strange when I see it. Like, people will say, or women will say, I'm in my 20s. I couldn't imagine having kids in my 40s, or I'm in my 30s. I couldn't imagine waiting until I'm 40 to have kids. And it's like, 20-year-old me, 20-something-year-old me with a kid, absolutely not. She was not ready. She
Girl,
was not ready.
on plane.
Oh, listen, outside. Okay, 30-something-year-old me, she was not ready. God knew what he was doing. He was like, sis, you need a few more years to get your stuff together.
But you know what I love about that, though? And this is what...
Again, they talking from a selfish point of view, because now, okay, I get it. You may be ready to be a mother. And again, I have shared this before. My mom was 41 when she had me. She died when I was 29. She lived to be 70 years old. She lived her life. But to me, I lost my mom early than what, people normally lose their mother. You lose your mother around 50 years old, 60, depending on, how old she is. That's when you're older, you lose your parents.
Yeah.
So again, they not thinking about the child in this situation. Me being a product of that, I would not tell a woman to wait that long. You can admit that it might be risky, but you still gonna say, yeah, girl, wait till you're 40, wait till you're 45. No, because you're not thinking about the child. You lived your life, but what is the child gonna do without you?
Very selfish.
She might need her mother, in her 20s, her 30s, and 40s,
This is the thing. Like, this is why I think marriage is going the way it's going. Because we could speak about the men, and maybe if we had men here and they were chopping it up, we could decipher and see that. But we're gonna stick to the women. It's like these women are very self-serving. Very, very. Both of these two are very much self-serving. The marriage has to serve and suit you. There's other people that's going to be involved. There's a husband and potentially there's children. So everybody's going to have to be served. Or it's going to be, what's best for everybody. Kendra's statement, oh, I could have been in Jamaica and like all that. Like, this is what they believe. This is why she don't have no damn kids. But I'm noticing something going forward as well. Like, she's telling every other woman to pattern her life after this one. And so is she. She's doing the same thing. I see a lot of envy, women best friends and frenemies and all that. I think Kendra's a little jelly of this woman. That's what I think. But we're going to continue.
I've learned in hosting my dating show, life is really not one size fit all, right? So if you're 20 years old and you're ready to become a mom, no shade. Like, that makes sense. But if you're not ready, I'm a big believer and I get so much help from this online, but I will never change this. I will always tell women to freeze their eggs because it will just buy you more time.
You get hell for telling people to freeze their eggs?
Oh, girl, you understand these internet streets be like,
oh my God,
they be trying to come for me and my frozen eggs, baby child.
That is the smartest thing you can do as a woman who has, in my opinion, who wants to have children but has yet to find their life partner is to freeze your eggs.
Right.
Okay, well, let me counter that.
Because
a lot of.
Can we counter that? I think that's the most selfish thing you can do. Okay, so when Kendra gets to 55 or 59 years old, when she's ready to pull out the pterodactyl eggs, now we're gonna have a man that's willing to go shoot up the cup to have a baby with a third party, not Kendra. We're gonna have a third party, another person to have this baby. So who is this actually serving? Oh, your partner. He's got to deal with it. We dealing with Kendra. He ain't going up in Kendra, and he ain't going up in the chick that's carrying it. He's got to go in the cup. That's his legacy, because you want to pollute around all your life, or for the early part, your fertile years, you want to pollute around, and then when you're done and barren and it's over, now he's got to accept, like you said, the science project, and it's the best thing you can do.
This is another aspect to this as well. This lady just sat up here and said that it was divine intervention. That's how she had her child, but yet you're going to pull your eggs out of your body and then freeze them and then put them back either in you or somebody else. And still, we talking about divine intervention. You have taken the God part out of it once you freeze your eggs. Hello. So God has given us a biological clock. And then for most women, it is 35. Individually, it might be different.
Right.
But we have a general biological clock. We get that there's some exceptions to the rule.
Of course.
So you are trying to extend the shelf life of those eggs.
With science. Not
with science.
God. It's not divine intervention.
Right.
It's science. Man.
So she said that she believes in divine intervention. That's how she had her child, naturally. But yet, the smartest thing a woman can do is to freeze her eggs.
I can't.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the blind leading to death right here. Let me crack this tea wiser while we get back to the show. A little behind the scenes right here.
Companies, their insurance will cover it, so it's essentially free. It's the smartest thing you could do.
Yeah, even though that wasn't your experience.
No, I didn't.
You didn't have to go that route, but I love that you still support it.
Yes.
Because listen, life, like I said, life is not one size fit all. So you might meet Mr. Right at 25, or maybe you'll meet Mr. Right at 42, and at least you have your frozen eggs if you want to pursue motherhood still. So I will always, I'm gonna look right at the camera. If you know you want to be a mom one day, freeze your eggs right now. Now, yes, it's going to cost you a coin, but you buying expensive purses, you going on trips. This way, it will give you an opportunity to not be rushed when you meet a guy. So I'm never going to not tell women to do that.
That costs about $30,000 to $40,000. I think without insurance, I'm not sure, but that's the numbers that's being thrown around, $30,000 to $40,000. You talking about a 25-year-old that's probably $30,000 to $40,000 in debt, student loan debt, or even more than that. You telling her to go freeze her eggs? No, she needs to be trying to find put herself out there so a husband can find her, and then she gets married and have children with him. Instead of highfalutin around, jet setting, hot girl summering, being outside and waiting till you're 45 to unfreeze some scrambled hard-boiled eggs and then trying to re-implant them into your body and hoping that the science project will succeed.
Terrible.
Are we serious?
Blind leading to death.
Shoot. And this is the society that we live in, because our mothers and grandmothers, like, they was ready in the early 20s. They got married, had children, and now it's just like, oh, that's too young.
See, them options, the masculinity, trying to chase that dollar and that fame and that success, like it's very self-serving. Again, it's only serving yourself. Look what you just did to your family. Okay, you got all the coins in the world. What is that going to do to your family situation? Like you explained about the children. Now you 55 with a 1-year-old. And the man who had to go in the cup to do that and couldn't have his, kids the natural way. But you got all the money in the world.
Right.
Come on now. This self-serving. This is why marriage is down the tubes with these women, man. Here we go.
And there's another aspect of this that I just thought about. Like, what if your parents is older or getting old and you 45? Let's say your parents is 65, 70. They look, they on the other side of it. Like,
it's true.
They ain't getting younger. And they sitting there waiting. They've been waiting all your life for you to have some grandkids. The reason why I think about this is Kendra. Kendra is the only child of her father. That man is what she said, he about 72. She 6 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that man waiting on a grandchild. He holding on for a grandchild. Sorry, sir.
Yeah. I hope you see it, but it don't look.
I hope you see it, but
self-serving. She don't care nothing about that. Her bloodline or your bloodline, she don't care nothing about that. She's just a selfish woman like this. That's just it. Like it's all about her, self-serving. This is why she can't maintain relationships and all of that. She can talk about men and what she's not doing and this and this. As long as you show up for me. Like, I'm tired of the black smurfette. Like she's just self-serving. She's damn near adopted. This is supposed to be her best friend. You damn near chameleon and adopted her life, spewing her talking points. Do you have an original thought in your mind? Like, come on, man. Telling all this lady business. It's crazy. This is crazy. Let us continue.
I just don't think there's a downside to it if you want to have children one day, but you haven't found the person that you want to share your life with. That's
Okay, we're going to skip ahead.
It's so interesting because she's dressed so conservative today. I said, girl, you know, a blazer, girl.
It's like advice from a wife. I mean, I'm trying to look all,
No, but you also told me, you said, well, Brian, he likes this.
He does. My husband has a sense of fashion, and he tells me what he likes and what he doesn't like, and he liked this.
But listen, I like that because when you said that, I said I want to talk about that. Mm-hmm. Do you think a woman should take in consideration how her man would like her to dress?
Should she?
The very fact that we have to ask this question, I don't care if she's a wife or not. Why are we asking this question? Wives already know the answer to this. What you trying to help the hoochie heifers? how to pretend to be a
They
wife.
don't listen. Right.
I can't. Like,
You don't know what's
wives are
appropriate or not?
right. You don't know what's appropriate.
Somebody got to tell you. And should you listen?
Right.
I don't think he should have to tell you. What come first, the chicken or the egg? Having to tell you says it all. Like, that tells
Right.
me a lot about you. Come on.
We finna go to the grocery store. You don't know what to put on?
Come on. Somebody got to stop and check your outfit to make sure you. Come on, like, not a wife. See, she'll get offended. See, Kendra want to
right.
fight you. I'm Kendra G, and I said this. I built this.
Right. You should be modest and dressed as a wife. We know this. Come on now. That doesn't mean you got like a nun habit. Like, you don't have to have that on. Somewhere I came across the information. It was like, you shouldn't see like the curve of your behind and like your bosom and all of that like that. That, to be modest and dressed, you shouldn't be showing all of that. Ain't no man should be seeing your cleavage except for your husband.
Kendra, wait for the goddamn cleavage Indians in this motherfucker. Cleavage,
like,
Ohio. Around
you can be fashionable, but respectful to your husband. Like, that's all I'm trying to say. And we know this. This is not something,
Say what you said at the beginning of this sonnet that we just had right here.
Wives already know.
There you go.
You didn't have to go to school. You just know what to put on. You respectful first to yourself as a woman, like, then to your husband. Anyway, let's see what the wife has to say. Right? Let's see what the wife has to say.
Take into consideration. My advice to a friend, okay, would be yes.
Yes.
Because you're representing your partner. Okay. And vice versa. If I'm walking into a room and I look a certain way, they're looking at me and they're looking at the man that I'm with, and they're judging us. You're making some analysis, right?
Right.
And if my husband or my man wants me to dress a certain way and I'm okay with it, it doesn't bother me. I don't feel like it's asking too much, or putting me, in an uncomfortable position, then I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah.
Because my belief is this is because, you want your woman to look a certain way. You want to be like, hey, look at my girl, and you're proud and you're showing her off, and that's okay. Right. I'm okay with that.
Okay. No, I like that.
But what she said was right for the most part, but then she added little extras on there. If I'm comfortable with it. It's your husband. Why would he be telling you to put on something that you're not comfortable wearing? Like, I'm sure he wouldn't tell you to put on this thotty, slutty, like, why would you be uncomfortable with it? Like, you trust your husband, don't you? I don't know. Whatever.
Fair. He probably told her, don't dress like your bubble-headed best friend. That's probably
right.
Wear the opposite of what she would wear. Because we know how she run around. She ain't never got no clothes on that fit. It looks like she wearing a goddamn throw pillow today. I don't even know what the hell that is. But that's the most fabric she had on in years. See,
yeah, she's covered up more than usual.
Answer. I think I agree with the answer too, because when you are in a relationship, you should just consider your partner, right?
Yeah.
And let's go to social media because I got so many questions. Well, no, before I go to social media, let me ask this question because, and I was, when you're such good friends, you try to figure out what can you say, what can you not say. But I think you're okay with me saying that you don't pay bills, so.
Not at home.
Not at home. Not at home. Yes, your husband takes care of the bills at home.
Yes.
You guys own a company together.
We own a company,
yes,
and so that part I am financially responsible for our company.
Okay.
But in the home, no.
No, okay. Now, with that being said, so since your man is 100% a provider in the home, which I hear all day, every day on my show, do you think that should be every woman's requirement? Should she require that her man is 100% the provider?
No, unless it is important to you.
Okay.
Now, I would be in a situation where things were 50-50 potentially. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But that's not the man that I married. So my husband, when we got together, he's like, I take care of all the bills without you. It's all done. Now I'm bringing you into the situation. I don't need you to give me anything because this is already how I'm going to live, with or without you. Now, do I buy groceries? Of course. Do I, chip in here and there? I don't, yeah. Right. There's no, and if it comes down to it, if I ever have to take over any bills, any expense, I'm more than happy to do it. But it was just kind of like, this is already being paid.
Right. Again, I quote you so much on my show. I literally just had this conversation on my show because I had a woman. Because what happens is, and I said this on the show, I think this is definitely my masculine trait because I am an entrepreneur. I run a company, so I know what it takes to make money. Like, I make money. Nobody pays me. I think I have to make money, right?
Girl, bye. I can't. She make money. Like, you're the only woman out here that's making money. And somehow that makes you masculine. That doesn't make you masculine because you make money. It's the thought process. What makes you masculine is because you make money, you think you will higher in the hierarchy than men. That you have some type of influence and control, or you think you higher. That's what makes you masculine.
Absolutely. Men aren't afraid of money or intimidated by money. Or that men love money. We spend money, we make money. That's what we do. It's the attitude and where it leads you, where that money takes you mentally, where you think you are and all that. Like, that's not the case. Like, that doesn't put you on equal footing with no man, because no matter how much money you make, you still want a provider. You still gonna want him to make more than you. If Kendra make 500,000, she want a man that's gonna make 600,000 or more. She's not dealing with no man that make 300,000. So what does your money actually guarantee you? It puts her behind the 8 ball. Like I'm saying, like, it's not the money itself. If the money was there and the spirit of the woman maintained and was intact, it'd be all good. But you're so masculine, not in the look, and like, you're not a bull dagger masculine like that, but your mentality, your circumstance is masculine. You think like a man now, or you want to be, you think you have money, so you have power like a man, but you will never have that, because in a scenario where there's like power, like, you might have some influence, but power, I don't think you have that. So whatever, Kendra, whatever. So her talking points, I hear that. I say this a lot. Like, she's parroting this lady's life, trying to pattern herself after it. But this is your bestie. Like, I don't know. I'm telling you, man. She sounds like a little jelly. Sounds like she got a little jelly on her roll with this. But let us continue.
So and most men are usually in that position. So I think there is a sympathy for me for men in that manner. But I had a woman on my show recently, and she was the mom of 5, and she was 1000% like her, and she was divorced, but her next man had to be a provider, and she's not paying the mortgage, and she'll buy the groceries, kind of like you said. And then I was just like, but girlfriend, you come with 4 humans. And the reason I'm bringing the story up is because of the conversation that you just said, that, most provider men are like, kind of what your husband said, I'm already taking care of what I got, so just move into my spot. Well, it's hard to move into like a bachelor pad if you have 4 kids. Like, now you have to move to a larger spot that may cost more money. And so it might not be the same ordeal. And so when you were sharing that story, I was like, see, I be quoting her all the time, but, and not saying that a woman with 4 kids can't get this package, right? So again, I always say this, I'm not God, I'm not absolute. I can't say what will not happen, but the probabilities, it's more tough because it's more expensive.
It's more expensive. I mean, listen, we have one, and I
can't. The mom of 5 is not getting that man. That's liabilities. Like, boy, what is y'all not understanding? You know how much money he got to make to take care of 6 extra people?
And I want to know what he's getting in return. Like, we keep talking about what these men are going to do and how they're going to line you up and provide for you. What is he going to get? What is he going to get that he can't get from somewhere else?
Right.
Y'all not
And
bringing nothing to the table, man. And this one too. This wife here, like, come on, man. Come on. Like, this is a little crazy right now. What does she do for this man? I don't know. See, just because somebody willing to buy it, that don't mean that it's worth much. You know what I mean? Homie, this her husband that we see in this picture with this beautiful child, he's had children already. He was divorced already. So she's not bringing him anything that he didn't have already. So you just want to come and just show up and he's just going to do all this and all that. I don't know. Maybe he didn't require much because he had kids already. He just wanted a pretty face to lay with. I don't know what his motivation was. But what I'm saying is everybody's motivation not going to be his. What are
right.
you bringing to the table? What are you going to do for his life to make his life better? Because all I hear about is bills. He's going to have to pay the bills. Show up for you and drop everything when you get it, when you stub your toe and do all this nonsense. Like, what are y'all doing for these men? Self-serving. Like, it's all about them, me, I, and what you gonna do, and he's gonna line you up, and how you gonna move in the bachelor pad. What are you doing for this man? And don't tell me about no sex or no porcupine you giving up. Because obviously the brother had kids and he was married, he had porcupine and all that already. This is not nothing you're blessing him with. I'm sure he could go get some porcupine wherever he wants. His motivation for doing what he did or signing her up for whatever, that's different. I mean, that's his motivation. But everybody's motivation not gonna match that. So I want to hear about this wife. What did this wife do for this man here? Like, so I'm hearing is receiving end. Oh, he's gonna make your life this and that, and the provider man is gonna. What are you gonna do for him?
I have a bonus son. We have one together. Children are so expensive. I'm like paying for babysitters when you go out to eat, tuition, family trips. There's another flight you got to buy. I mean, they're expensive. So I don't think it's something you should take lightly, putting that responsibility on anyone else.
That's not the original
How
parent.
expensive
Yes,
are
I don't
they?
think you should
You're
take that
not
lightly.
paying
Okay,
any
but
bills.
even though you don't pay 100%, I mean, you have 100% provider in the home. You do think that if a woman's in a situation 50-50 with a guy, that's acceptable?
100%, because everything is expensive. I mean, come on, even especially in LA.
Right.
So if I'm working a job and this is what I can afford, you're working a job which you can afford, we put our stuff together and we could really, take ourselves to another level, get a better place, get a better car, go on more trips. Yes, do that. I think
Yes.
you should do that.
You need to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it always the trips included in getting a better house, getting a better car, being in a better neighborhood? Why is the trips a part of this? That is not a requirement for life and for marriage. It's a luxury.
Man,
It's nice to do,
ultimate luxury.
but it's not required to be married
Like,
and
come
and
on.
live a life together.
The trips. Oh, you taking trips and you could be in Jamaica and you're buying bags. That's all y'all think about? Globe trotting around this motherfucker? Nobody got no
Right.
grounding. We ain't thinking about, you thinking more about the trips than you thinking about the kids. And the
Right.
real marriage and the family dynamic. It's about the trips and going around the world. Y'all need to
Right.
stop, man. Y'all gotta get y'all priorities in order, man. They say, and they always, when as a young man, you would always hear how selfish men are. I mean, goddamn, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, dudes do their thing and they might chase whatever and acquire and want to conquer new territory. And I get all of that. Okay, maybe that's what they were talking about. But as far as in relationships, women only think about women. These modern bozos like this, all they think about is themselves, man. They the most selfish in all of this. Like, it's crazy. It's eye-opening. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking, but it's like, damn, like these women are really self-serving. Like, I want to hear what this wife has done. We got advice from a wife. What has she done for her husband? Just because he bought it, that don't mean it's an asset. Like,
The
it's just,
only
it's not that.
thing the only thing I'm hearing so far is I guess she runs the business, pays for the business. And I don't know if
Now, hold
that's
on.
her business or their
Right.
business, and is the
Right.
business profits paying back into the family? Because that would be the
Right.
question. Like,
running the
just for
business. It's
you?
probably a business he set up for her.
So
Like, see, dudes do that. This is what dudes do. Instead of giving you money out his pocket, he gonna set you up something to run for yourself, and that's cool. I understand, but could he not have had somebody else run that and got proceeds off of it? I don't know, but that's business. Okay, well, cool. Maybe that might be something. But she didn't say that. She's talking about how expensive things are, but you don't pay anything. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Anyway.
Okay. Advice from a wise child. She said you might have to put something on the mortgage. One thing I will say, and I think I'll share this story. I try to, like, you're a friend I'm revealing the face of, but a lot of my other friends I don't want to tell everybody's business. But there is one story of one of my friends who married an athlete. And like, I want to say within maybe a year or two in their marriage, he got hurt and he couldn't return. I don't want to tell the sport, but he couldn't return. And, obviously most people think like, oh, she hit the jackpot. She married an athlete. No, like 2 years in the marriage, everything changed. And then she had to essentially kind of be the breadwinner for a minute because her husband dealt with a lot. Like, the opportunity that he's been preparing for his whole life, money changing almost like overnight. And if she was not in it for the real substance, then she would have been out, but she was in it for the real substance. And just because it seemed like she hit the jackpot, and I think she did hit the jackpot in life because outside of the money, they have a beautiful family, right? And they've been married for like 20 years now.
I mean, I thought you gonna say he's a good man. That's why she hit the jackpot. That he's a good man. You talking about hit the jackpot because he an athlete and he got money and all of that. So why Kendra's, I think, is jealous of her friend. Because remember, she dated an athlete that didn't really want to. Her friend got married to an athlete. Oh, that's the life I want to live. You hit the jackpot, girl.
I'm telling you.
So
it's a lot of that going on. This is why the previous episodes was denouncing having a wife, because this is the one thing she can't flex on her friends. Like, she would love to have everything. She wanted to have the best bag, and I got the most money. I got the finest husband. I got the best kid. She wish she could say that, but she can't. So this is what her strategy is, to denounce marriage, and it's not that important. It's not that serious. But everything that she says is parroting this married woman and her situation and what she got going on, or these other quote unquote married women in her immediate circle. It's a funny dynamic. Like, I'm telling you, she would love to be able to flex that. She would love to. It would be her ultimate flex to have the man and the kids and all that, but it's not gonna work for you. So she's gonna try to take a page out of this woman's book and follow her footsteps. Jealous all the while, all this lady business. And they're gonna tell her how, but y'all wasn't this, and you didn't know this, and this. How you know what she knew or what she didn't know? Was she telling you? I wouldn't be friends with a gossip chatty patty like this.
She telling they
Wouldn't
whole
be my
business.
Friend. I'll say that. Like that's it. Like, she's too, she's expressing too much of our personals in here. But that's another story.
So if you made it this far, please join us for part 2. We still got some more questions to cover from this advice from a wife, and it's about to get juicy. So join us for part 2, the next video.